The most legendary car of the last 30 years doesn't wear a prancing horse or a raging bull. It wears a Toyota badge. I was at a car show the other day, just wandering between builds, when I spotted a few Mk4 Supras tucked into the crowd. And even surrounded by modern supercars, they stood out. Clean, aggressive, iconic. That moment hit hard. One car rewrote the rules of street racing, internet obsession, and horsepower worship. It started as a Japanese sports coupe and ended up as the god of the underground. You know its name. You've heard its roar. This is the story of the Toyota Supra Mk4, the car that refused to die. Section 1. Origins of a giant. To understand the Mk4, we've got to rewind to 1978. That's when Toyota spun off the Supra name from the Celica. The early Supras were grand tourers. Nice, but not exactly headline material. Things started getting serious by the late 80s with the Mk4. It had a turbocharged inline-six and rear-wheel drive. But it was heavy, expensive, and still lacked a true identity. Toyota knew it had to go harder, faster, lighter. So in 1991, a small team of engineers led by Isao Suzuki was given a mission: build a car that could take on the Corvette and Porsche 911 and beat them at their own game. The result? A car with performance so potent, the industry had to stop and recalibrate. That car was the A80 Supra. Section 2. The birth of the beast. The Mk4 Supra was unveiled in 1993, and right from the jump, it looked like nothing else on the road. Sleek, wide, muscular. The rear wing wasn't just for show, it added real downforce. The double-bubble roof and front air intakes were borrowed from race car thinking. But the real magic was under the hood. Toyota dropped in a 3.0-liter inline-six called the 2JZGTE. Twin sequential turbos, iron block, forged internals. This engine was so overbuilt, most people say it wasn't built for 276 horsepower. It was built for 1,000. And that's not internet myth. Toyota's engineers, fearing competition restrictions in Japan, underreported its output. In reality, the 2JZGTE made closer to 320 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque right out of the box. Let that sink in. A 1993 Toyota was quietly packing Corvette-level numbers and had a nuclear warhead of an engine just waiting to be unleashed. Section 3. The 2JZ, the engine that became immortal. No car is bigger than its engine, except maybe the Mk4 Supra. The 2JZGTE is a straight six with closed deck iron block construction, capable of insane boost levels. It featured sequential turbos, a small one for low-end torque and a bigger one that kicked in at higher RPMs. Stock internals, forged pistons, hardened crankshaft, oil squirters, massive cooling passages. In tuning circles, it was a cheat code. People discovered that with bolt-ons, a tune, and some fueling, they could push 600 to 700 horsepower without opening the engine. With built internals and a single big turbo, the 2JZ has made over 2,000 horsepower in drag builds. And here's a fact that even hardcore fans sometimes miss. The 2JZ wasn't originally made for the Supra. It was developed for Toyota's Aristo luxury sedan, which was sold in the US as the Lexus GS 300. The Supra just became its gladiator arena. Section 4. Performance that broke brains. Let's talk numbers. The Supra Turbo did 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds and ran the quarter mile in 13.1 seconds at 109 miles per hour. That was neck and neck with the C4 Corvette ZR1 and Porsche 911, turbo of the time. Top speed? Electronically limited to 155 miles per hour, But remove that limiter, and you'd see over 170 miles per hour without breaking a sweat. It had aluminum hood, targa top, and suspension arms to save weight. Toyota even hollowed out the carpet fibers to shave grams. Braking was brutal. Supra turbos came with 4-piston calipers and vented discs. It could stop from 70 miles per hour in less than 160 feet. Better than most exotics of its day. Weight distribution? 51 front, 49 rear. Near perfect. And with its double wishbone suspension, the car was track-ready from the showroom. Section 5. Supra vs. the world. The Supra didn't just dominate dynos and drag strips, it started humiliating cars 3 times its price. Stock for stock, it could hang with the NSX, 911, Ferrari 348, and even spooked the Dodge Viper. Tuned? It ran down twin-turbo Lamborghinis, built GTRs and Hayabusas. And here's the kicker. While everyone else was using V8s or V12s, the Supra kept it old school. Just a turbocharged inline-6 and a 6-speed manual from Getrag. The V160 transmission, which has now become its own legend. The Supra became the blueprint for tuner culture. It wasn't about exotic price tags or European pedigrees. It was about what you could build. Section 6. Hollywood Immortality. The real explosion came in 2001. The Fast and the Furious dropped into theaters, and Paul Walker's bright orange Mk4 Supra became a cultural supernova. That 10-minute quarter-mile race didn't just spark a movie franchise. It changed the way the world looked at the Supra. Suddenly, this 90s Toyota was the car. It represented family, rebellion, speed, and style. And here's something most people miss. The car used in the movie was originally a naturally aspirated Supra, converted to turbo just for the film. It was all show. But the legend it birthed? That was real. After Paul Walker's death, his connection to the Supra cemented it as more than just a tuner. It became a tribute, a shrine on wheels. Section 7. The collector's comeback. For years, the Supra sat in used car lots. In 2008, you could still get one for under $25,000. But after the movie boom, tuner videos, and scarcity, prices skyrocketed. Today, a low-mile, bone-stock Mk4 Turbo with a manual can easily go for $150,000 to $250,000. And remember Paul Walker's actual movie car? It sold at auction for $550,000. Supra culture became religion. Owners hid their cars from rain, forums dissected every bolt, and the aftermarket exploded. Carbon hoods, roll cages, sequential turbos the size of small children. Section 8. The return of the name. Sort of. In 2020, Toyota revived the Supra name with the GR Supra. But it wasn't built in Japan. It used a BMW inline-6. And while it was fast and capable, it split the community in half. Some embraced it. Others said, "This isn't our Supra." Why? Because the Mk4 wasn't just about specs, it was about soul. It was raw, analog, unapologetic. The A80 Supra didn't need help from BMW. It came out swinging on its own. To this day, the new Supra exists in the shadow of its ancestor. Section 9. Hidden facts you didn't know. Now for the deep cuts. Only 11,239 Turbo Supra Mk4s were sold in the US with a manual transmission. That makes them rarer than most Ferraris from the same era. The Mk4 Supra's speedometer goes up to 180 miles per hour, but in Japan, it was electronically capped at 180 kilometers per hour. Yet enthusiasts regularly uncapped them. The 2JZ engine block has been used in boats, drift cars, even aircraft. It's one of the few engines that tuners say can survive a grenade. The car was so over-engineered that even the drive shaft bolts are designed to handle more than double the stock power output. In Japan, the Supra was often sold alongside the Soarer, a luxury twin that shared many parts, but never got the same fame. Outro, the legend never died. The Mk4 Supra wasn't supposed to be a legend. It was just Toyota swinging for the fences during the golden age of Japanese performance. But it became more than a car. It became an icon, a symbol of what's possible when engineers are told to dream, not compromise. No car has inspired more tuners, more midnight builds, or more internet hype than the A80 Supra. It didn't just earn its spot in car culture, it rules it. And whether it's at a car meet, a movie screen, or tearing down a highway at 180 miles per hour, one thing is certain: the legend of the Supra is forever.